In this video, we're going to learn how to use the text split formula. Text split takes a piece of text and separates it into multiple cells based on a delimiter that you specify. If you've ever received data that's crammed into a single cell and wished Excel would neatly separate it for you, text split is exactly what you need. Let's take a look at how it works. I'll start typing out our text split formula, and you can see that it has a number of parameters that you can apply inside it. In reality, it only comes down to the first two that are needed. The rest of them are inside square brackets. They're optional and generally not utilized. I'll show you one example later on of a possible usage of one of these optional parameters. The first parameter is the cell reference that contains the data we are splitting. The second parameter is the delimiter that Excel can use to split the data. That is, the common character that will be used to separate words or text. Typically, this is a space or a hyphen, but realistically, it can be any character at all. So back to our example here. We have a list of names in column A. Each name is first name and last name separated by a space. So let's continue the formula in B2. I'll put A2 as our cell reference, and then after a comma, I'll specify a space inside double quotes to signify our separator or delimiter. Now, when I press enter, John appears in column B and Smith appears in column C. I can now copy that down and see that Excel splits out all the other names using the same space delimiter. Definitely a lot easier than either manually cutting and pasting, typing it in manually, or using a combination of the left and right formulas to pull that data out. Now let's look at another example. In this one, we have product codes that are separated by a dash or hyphen. So in B8, I'll type our text split formula, and then I'm going to specify A8 as our cell reference. Then, after a comma, I'll put a hyphen inside double quotes and hit enter. Now I can copy this down, and you can see the data has been split out into columns B, C, and D using the hyphen as the delimiter. That's it for the main way of using the text split formula, but I did say that I'd give an example of one of the optional parameters. So here it is. On screen now, we have all the product codes from the previous example combined into one cell. Each product code is still using the hyphen to separate its components, but each of the product codes are separated from each other using a space. So now I can type in the text split formula into cell B14. I'll then reference A14 as our target cell, and after a comma, I'll then specify that the hyphen is our delimiter. Specifically note that the formula calls this out as the column delimiter. So now, after another comma, I can specify that a space in double quotes is our row delimiter. Now, when I press enter, you see that this long combined cell is now split out, where each product code is placed in columns B, C, and D, and Excel uses the space delimiter as a way of separating different product codes onto their own lines. This is more of a niche usage of the formula, but it has its uses nonetheless. And that really is it for the text split formula. It automatically splits the results and spills them into adjacent cells, creating as many columns and possibly rows as needed. If this video has been helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more Excel tutorials.